Welcome, I am GamerMage0, and today we're actually going to jump into Minecraft. I've actually always wanted to do the video, and this is what started me off on wanting to do YouTube. I never ended up getting into it because I felt like so many people did it better in a lot of different ways, and they've covered pretty much everything by now. But I thought I'd at least, since I am making YouTube videos for Satisfactory at the moment, put in my 2 cents for Minecraft, and to try and make sure that my information was as updated as possible, I am actually using the Windows 10 version, which is pretty much the same as the Pocket Edition or the Xbox version. So to get into this, what I'd really like to do is help everybody understand logic gates. Now, logic gates, and we'll get to it at the end of this, so I'll give you a little bit of an idea now. They're mostly used for anything that you need to change states for. So for example, opening a door, turning on a light, things like that are pretty simple, but you can do much more complicated things than just that. But the basics are what you need in order to actually get anything started. So let's go ahead and take a look into this. So to start off with, this is just all of these are logic gates, but I'm just going to call this one logic gate, because this one doesn't have necessarily a title associated with it, like the not, the and things like that, which you'll get to know. But basically, you have a switch, you flip the switch, lights on and off. All I have on the back here is redstone, comes through the block, comes up, lights it up. Now, just a little bit of redstone logic for you guys. This lever here puts power into the block here. The redstone wire here will pick it up, deliver it. Now, because this is going straight, it'll go into the block here, and then this will receive power from the block underneath of it. So that's important when you get farther on, because you may use that to your advantage or to your disadvantage if you build incorrectly. So simple gate right here, off and on. Now we have the not gate. Really, this is the exact same thing with one little bit of change. There's a redstone lamp on the other side. So when the redstone lamp gets power, it turns off. Now the thing with this is that basically what you're doing is you're inverting the signal. Well, why is this important? Well, let's say that you like the light switch when it's up to be on and down to be off. I know that in my home, up means on, down means off. So there we go. AND gate. So the AND gate means essentially both have to change its state in order to have the signal go forward. So you have to, if you turn even one of these on, then that goes off. Now this one's inverting the signal back here because the AND gate is this and this must be flipped in order for the signal to pass through. That's why it's an AND gate. The NAND, so not and, essentially. So, and not being like this over here, the not. So, the NOT gate is a little bit more simple, but essentially you flip them both off, and then the signal turns off. So far we're exploring different ways to use 2 switches in order to turn things off. Well, sorry, these use single switches, these use 2 switches each. Still different ways. You might want to use these because maybe you need a secret code to open a door. So you need to say this one and this one together make the door open. Or maybe that's better for this one and this one make the door open. Alright, so let's come over here. Now we have the OR gate. I can turn this on. I can turn this one. Or I can have them both on. So really on the back we have no torches. So whatever signal gets sent through, different sources do not conflict with each other in this case. What conflicts, or not conflicts, but what changes it is the fact that this redstone right here, if it receives power, it turns off. Alright, now moving on, the NOR gate. So basically in this case one either or could be turned on, and it doesn't matter. Whatever's turned on, we'll turn that on. This one, you're going to get the opposite effect. So the not or, turn any one of them, and it doesn't matter. It will turn the signal off. On the back, we have the redstone lamp, so that powers the block. This will also send power through the block, and as long as there's power going through the block, that redstone torch will not turn on. So another way to do this. Now these only change things slightly, and so at the moment these might seem like, well, why would I use this? Something I'd like to get into, maybe do some redstone build throughs, something where I build a contraption or something like that, show you guys some different ideas. It's there's a lot of different uses, and we'll see if we can't implement some of these different types of switches. Now, my favorite, and probably the most commonly used, is the XOR gate. So flip this, turns on, right? Seems like the ones over there almost. Flip this, turns off. Now this seems like any switches in my house that are, like if you have one light that has two switches, this is going to be how this is set up in your house, because you want any switch to be able to flip the state. Now this one is a lot more complicated, and the reason being is because you have to be able to flip the states and have something, notice something different happens each time. So when we flip this on, this signal comes on, that redstone lamp comes on, signal's being sent there, which turns off that redstone torch, allows this to continue straight through, which turns off that. But this one isn't being turned off, so that stays on. Now if that's confusing, watch this when we turn this one up. Now this one's going through as well, so it turns this off, so now both of these are off. So let's flip this, it just flips the side that we were on. Now let's turn them both off. Now in this case, both of these are off, allowing this torch to be on, sending a signal both through these ways, turning both of these off. If you didn't have one side or the other, one of these switches might not work correctly. And so this one is one that you're definitely going to want to look up and get right. But this is also going to be your best one for a lot of different things. Let's say a door or something like that that you want access to on both sides, but you want both sides of a wall. In fact, we're going to play with that in a moment here, and I'll show you guys how to set that up. Alright, now, of course, we have the XOR. Now, really, in this case, sorry, we have the XNOR. This was the XOR, as in like either or. And this one is the XOR, so all it really does is just adds this little torch here on the side to invert the signal and send it up. Now I don't really, whereas the rest of these might have a purpose, I'm not sure if this one matters to me. Oops, didn't mean to break that. Because in this case, both of them being down, I guess, if they're matching states. Okay, so that would be it. So if you want the states to match, this one isn't going to be as big of a deal to me, whereas the other ones I might see for logical sense. This one doesn't really seem to make a difference, but that's going to be a personal choice. Alright, so now we have a door. Let's show you what we're talking about with this. Alright, so I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But what if instead let's see, let's put a switch here. There we go. And we'll put a switch back here to play as the other one. Now I'm pretty sure this is too long, so let's get a repeater here. There we go. Alright, so now you come up to the door. You want to go through it. So you open it. Now you come through and you want to close it. So we'll just pretend that the wall keeps going on both sides. So essentially this allows you full control over the door from both sides. And even though we're using the X NOR, it still has this exact same effect. So I really hope this helps you guys out. I wanted to give you guys an idea of what you can do with this and all of these different abilities. So from this point, that's going to end the this video tutorial here on Redstone. So if you guys like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to my channel, make sure to I'm doing a lot of the Satisfactory. I'm going to try and branch out and do some other things as well. And if you want notifications of future videos, please make sure to hit the bell so you get that notification. Alright guys, thank you very much. See you next time.